ever seen air? You might have not seen air, but surely you must have felt its presence in so many ways. Have you ever seen a weathercock? It shows the direction in which the air is moving at that place. Is air present everywhere? Let us take an example. Take an empty bottle and insert the bottle upside down in the bowl of water without tilting it. Does water enter the bottle? The bottle was completely filled with air, that is why there was no space for water to enter. Now tilt the bottle. Does the water now enter the bottle? When the bottle is tilted, the air comes out in the form of bubbles and water enters inside the bottle. What is air made up of? Until 18th century, people thought air was just one substance. Experiments proved that it is really not so. Air is a mixture of many gases, mainly nitrogen, which is 78%, and oxygen, which is 21%. The remaining 1% is made up of argon, carbon dioxide, dust, smoke, and water vapor. Water vapor. So, when water is heated, it converts into water vapor. And therefore, when this water vapor comes in contact with a cool surface, it condenses and drops of water appear on the cool surfaces. The presence of water vapor in air is important for the water cycle in nature. Oxygen. All living things breathe in oxygen. Oxygen is necessary for them to get energy. Since living things need energy all the time for various life processes, they need oxygen to breathe. Burning can only occur in the presence of oxygen. Nitrogen. Nitrogen is the major part of air, but this component of air does not support burning. It nearly takes up 4/5 of the space that air fills. Carbon dioxide. In a closed room, if there is some material that is burning, you may have felt suffocation. This is due to excess of carbon dioxide that may be accumulating in the room as the burning continues. Carbon dioxide makes up a small component of the air around us. Plants and animals on burning also consumes oxygen and produces mainly carbon dioxide and a few other gases. Dust and smoke. The burning of fuel also produces smoke. Smoke contains a few gases and fine dust particles and is often harmful. That is why you see a long chimney in a factory. This takes the harmful smoke and gases away from our noses. How does oxygen becomes available to animals and plants living in water and soil? We already know that oxygen is dissolved in water and soil. Living things on land breathe in oxygen present in air. The air you breathe in through your nose goes into your lungs. Here, the oxygen is absorbed from the air and used by the body. Similarly, the living things that live under the soil breathe in air present in the soil. Some animals that live in water, example whales, come up to the water surface to breathe in oxygen dissolved in water. Fishes have organs called gills. When the water passes through gills, oxygen dissolved in the water is absorbed. So this is how the oxygen becomes available to the animals and plants living in water and soil. How is oxygen in the atmosphere replaced? In the process of photosynthesis, plants make their own food, and oxygen is produced along with it. Plants also consume oxygen for respiration but produce more of it than they consume. That is why we say plants produce oxygen. It is obvious that animals cannot live without plants. The balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is maintained through respiration in plants and animals and by photosynthesis in plants. This shows the interdependence of plants and animals. What are the uses of air? Air helps in pollination of several flowers. Birds, insects, bats are able to fly because of the presence of air. Air plays an important role in the water cycle. Aeroplanes, helicopters, balloons, parachutes, and yachts work because of air. The wind makes windmills rotate. The windmills are used to draw water from tube wells and run flour mills. It is now being widely used to generate electricity. Summary: air is found everywhere. We cannot see air, but we can feel it. Air in motion is called wind. Air occupies space. Air is present in water and soil. Air is a mixture of nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, water vapor, and a few other gases. Some dust particles may also be present in it. Oxygen supports burning and is necessary for living organisms. The envelope of air that surrounds the earth is known as atmosphere. Atmosphere is essential for life on earth. Aquatic animals use dissolved air in water for respiration. Plants and animals depend on each other for exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide from air.